Warning: Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
I would include Puerto Ricans and other minorities throughout our country, which have been similarly discriminated against, though not for so long a period of time as Negroes.
Puerto Ricans weren't enslaved. Yeah, this is a problem that stems from slavery. And this compensation, yes, sir, this compensation is coming to people who were enslaved by the white man for 400 years. The Puerto Ricans don't even fit into this picture.
Well, they do fit into it.
No,
they do fit into it.
The problem is the Negro problem. They're not lynching Puerto Ricans.
If a dark-skinned Puerto Rican went down to Mississippi, he probably would be lynched too.
Spanish, he wouldn't be lynched.
No, they don't.
It's the Negro here, and as long as he can speak Spanish or some other language, or if he ties his head up with a turban or something, he can go anywhere in Mississippi or in your home that he desires.
You're not aware of the fact, are you, that African students have been arrested in our demonstrations in the South?
When they
speak French.
When they have been mistaken for the so-called Negro in America, they've been arrested.
What?
What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting the like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click the link in the description, go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations, as well as hit the other link in the description and join the Telegram group so that you can help circumvent the shadow banning that PukeTube has been doing with a lot of our channels as of recently. But with that being said, family, welcome back to another In Other News segment. This isn't going to be too long. Our good brother Black Alpha is going to be on in about an hour and a half or so. So I'll be able to knock out the couple of stories that I have. I actually had 3 stories, but one of them I'm going to put to the side because I really want to dive deep into that story. So I'm going to put that to the side for another day. And I want to bring these 2 stories that we have here today for you guys. First and foremost, let me address something. This is a message to all the newer members and people who are now following the channel. Now, I'm grateful for all my new followers. Shout out to each and every one of you. But let me give you a little bit of, let's do a little house cleaning here. Yesterday, I received a message, and not just a message. I received a comment saying something similar, but the message asked me, and I'm not going to put the person on blast, why can't I just get to the news? Why can't I just bring the information quickly, get to the information quicker? And then the comment that I read from yesterday's broadcast, which is doing very well right now within the 24-hour span, is sitting somewhere around 2.4 thousand views right now. So I'm happy that people enjoy the content. Don't get me wrong. But the second message, it said something along the lines of, just get to the information already or something like that. Let me be very clear with everybody. One of the reasons why I do what I do, because I do everything for a reason. First and foremost, the reason why I play the music at the beginning of each broadcast, not only does it give me time to deal with some of the little technical issues that tend to happen after we press the go live button, you know, it gives me time as well to let all of our brothers and sisters in the chat fellowship with each other and pal into the live, if that makes any sense for anybody else. For me, it's important that I give people an opportunity to say hello to each other in the very same way that I'm going to say hello to everybody in the chat. That is fellowshipping. And that's the love that I want to produce on my network, on my channel. That's number one. Number two, if you are so impatient that you can't wait until we get into the brass tacks of things, I have no problem with you watching it on the replay. at all. That way you can put it on ×2 and you can speed through whatever, or you can fast forward to whatever you need to fast forward to. But I will not be rushed whatsoever. And if you're not with that, well, I'm not like other channels. I'm more than happy to let you know that there are other channels that get right to the point if that's what you like. However, on my network, on my channel, I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing. Because like I said, I'm not just building a channel here, I'm building community. And that's the most important thing about this network for me. So for all those who are new, welcome. I hope you enjoy yourselves. And I hope you become very informed on the topics that I bring forth. However, for those, like I said, who may feel like I take a little bit too long to get to the brass tacks, well, you have two options. You can wait to watch the playback later on, and that way you can fast forward whenever you need to. Or you could just go to another network. I'm pretty sure there's somebody else in the new black media that you would like, that who also bring the same type of information, because we're very astute in the black grassroots. Now, with that being said, family, much love to each and every one of you. I want to thank everybody for being here. We're going to get into a couple of topics here today. But before we do, let me do what I usually do. Let me give a certified B1 salute, shalom, and a much love to Estelle Gray. If I said your name wrong, please let me know in the chat how it's pronounced. Hold it to my head and not my heart. Much love to you. Our sister Aquarius Minded in the building. Much love to you as always. Thank you for being here. Our brother Reparations Nations in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Trinity Time Travel. Love that name. Trinity Time Travel. I love that. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Our sister Sybil is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Our sister Val Hawkins is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Our good brother Black Truth United is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. And also, my good brother, I received your Cash App for some reason. It said that it came through yesterday in the middle of my broadcast. It was like 7 something or something like that. But I didn't receive it until like 9 p.m. Like, it literally hit my stuff. So I wanted to give you a B1 salute, and I let you know that I appreciate your contribution as always, my good brother, and I bless your donation tenfold. Our sister Priscilla Taylor is in the building. Much love to you. Our good brother DSB is in the building. Shout out to you, my dark-skinned brother. Our sister Key Prince is in the building. Much love to you. Shout out to our brother DSB for gifting 5 memberships. So shout out to the new members as well. Thank you for your contribution, my good brother. Your donation is blessed tenfold. Our brother Black RU is in the building. Shout out to you. The cultural superpower is in the building. Much love to you. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. Let's make sure we got our good sister, our great sister, our beautiful sister Hurricane Nisi is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. HVAC-R is in the building. Much love to you, family. Thank you for being here. Shout out to our brother DSB for the super chat. I appreciate your contribution, and I bless your donation tenfold. Thank you very much, my good brother. This is your house, my warrior brother. And to whomever made that statement, have patience or step. And I agree with you 100-fold, family. Like I said, I'm not just here to just be here. I'm not here to just broadcast because I like to hear myself speak. No. When I'm on this microphone, it's because I'm doing one thing and one thing only, and that's bringing information to our community. This is ours. This is us. And y'all should be able to say what's up to each other and ask how your day's gone and all that other stuff. And I should be able to fix things up to make sure we don't have any problems or issues during the broadcast. And everybody should be okay with it. And if they're not, It's understandable. I can understand that some people just doesn't have patience. But when it comes to this network, you're going to have a little bit. So shout out to you, my good brother. Thank you very much for that super chat. Our good brother Eddie Foster is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Let me make sure that's all we got. All right, that's it. And everybody who isn't in the chat, much love to you. Thank you for being here. And everybody that's going to catch this on the playback, much love to you. And thank you for being here as well. But I got to give a special shout out to our sister Black Spider. I know you're going to catch this on the replay, my sister. Much love to you. Now, let's start off with this first story because I know that you guys have heard that the jury has come back on the Sean Grayson situation. The Nabisco police officer that unalived our good sister Sonia Massey. And we got to address some things because honestly, family, the fix is in. The fix was put in because he was found guilty, not of the 3 counts of murder 1, but he was found guilty of murder 2, which wasn't even on the table until the judge put it on the table. And I'm going to make sure that you guys get that information here today. Let's go. Let's start here.
First, we begin with that breaking news. Former Sheriff Deputy Sean Grayson has been found guilty of second-degree murder in the death of Sonia Massey. Back in 2024, Grayson shot and killed Massey while responding to her 911 call about a prowler. Now, Grayson says he shot Massey in self-defense, fearing she would throw a pot of boiling water at him. But prosecutors say Grayson could have left Massey's home rather than shooting and killing her. We want to show you body cam footage of that interaction, which may be disturbing to some viewers.
Where are you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from hot steaming water?
Yeah.
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Now, I'm going to fast forward a bit because I do not want to trigger anybody. We already know what happened. However, I want to get to what they're saying in this article. Shout out to our brother Zavon Scott in the building. Much love to you, good family. Thank you for being here.
You were there when the verdict was read. What was the reaction in the courtroom?
It was emotional inside that courtroom. You could see tears from both the Massey family as well as Grayson's family when that verdict was read guilty on the second-degree murder charge. Now, of course, Grayson was facing a first-degree murder charge, which could have had him in prison for the rest of his life. With this second-degree murder charge, he's facing, we're told, anywhere from 4 to 20 years behind bars. But there are things that still obviously need to be worked out at sentencing, which as of right now is January 29th of next year in Sangamon County, not here in Peoria County. But I can tell you that as I looked at Grayson's face, he was pretty stoic. He was looking straight at the judge. After the bailiffs came and they handcuffed him, he was looking for his family, or what appeared to be him looking for his family. His family had already left the courtroom, but there was clearly a moment where the judge thanks the jury, understanding that the video that they looked at twice in this trial was very graphic, very disturbing. He thanked them for their service, and everyone sort of went out on their way. But the process in of itself took about 5 minutes. The jurors came in, they announced the verdict, and that was it.
Family, I want you to make sure you note that the murder 1 charge, it held a penalty up to life in prison. Life. Murder 2 does not hold that same penalty. The maximum that he's going to be able to receive is 20 years. So it's very important to note that down, because the things that I'm going to show you in a little bit, it's going to prove that the judge is in on it. Let's continue.
It's my understanding they deliberated for a total of 6 hours and then came up with this verdict. Have you heard from Sonia Massey's family?
So Sonia Massey's family, when I spoke to them before, they said, you know, the best they were hoping for, at least one of the family members said, was that first-degree murder conviction. They understood that second-degree murder was on the table, but of course they did not want Grayson to be acquitted on all charges. So
let me make sure I clarify that as well. Murder 2 was not on the table. It wasn't on the table until right before he sent the jury out for deliberations. But let's continue.
They said they had mixed feelings going in. I have not gotten a chance to speak to them just yet. We ran right outside of this courthouse to set up to obviously bring you this breaking news. But I can tell you, having met with this family almost a year ago, that it's been very challenging for them. It's something that they can't shake. You know, they will always sort of be attached to this graphic video that has been seen around the world. I was listening to Sonia Massey's, I think she's 16. I know she said she's in the 10th grade, 15 or 16-year-old daughter, just speak about how much she missed her mom and how her life has changed drastically as a result, because she's the girl who, oh, your mom was killed by that police officer. So I think the family, I can't imagine what they've been through. And then when I think about Sean Grayson's family, I was actually sitting behind them yesterday for closing arguments, and it was clear that they've been torn apart by this too. When the defense was talking about how Sean Grayson was justified in what he did and he followed policy by the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office, you could see family members of his looking at the jurors kind of in that direction and shaking their head, almost to say, yes, you see, like, he did what he was supposed to do. He didn't do anything wrong. When the defense attorney mentioned that it was Sonia Massey who sort of escalated the situation, were the words that the defense attorney used, you could see, again, Grayson's family shaking their head like, yes, if there wasn't a...
Now, I want you to take note to that as well, how the Grayson family was agreeing with everything that the defense attorney was trying to portray Sonia Massey to be doing. So everything that the defense attorney was saying, the Grayson family was sitting there nodding their heads in agreement, even though the defense attorney was telling blatant lies. But of course, that's his family, and of course, they're going to be on his side. I just want you guys to take notice to that, because there's going to be something else that I bring up a little bit down the line that's going to go right back over to that point. Let's continue.
Not involved, and I guess in their opinion, their family member, Sean Grayson, did not feel threatened. None of this would have happened, but of course the prosecution sees this completely different and said that this has to do with someone who, in the words of the prosecutor, was a bully, they said, who didn't like not being in control and did not respond the way that he should have in a case like that. So you have families that have obviously been torn apart by this tragedy, but there will be a sentencing, which is the next step in this. We don't know yet if there's any plans to appeal this verdict, which sometimes you see, but there will be a sentencing in January.
Jerika Duncan, thank you for your observations. Appreciate it. We want to bring in CBS News senior crime and public safety producer Anna Schechter. Anna, let's talk about this. Grayson not guilty of first-degree murder, but guilty of second-degree murder. So what does that verdict tell you?
Now, family, I want you to pay attention to what this woman does not say. And she's not the only one. This is the narrative that they're really pushing around at this point in time, due to the fact that this dude was found not guilty. Excuse me, he was found guilty of murder 2 instead of murder 1. So now they're trying to give an excuse or give reason to why the jury would do such a thing. But the one thing you're not going to hear any of these people mention that's supposed to be professionals is that the judge intervened and put murder 2 on the table. Let's continue.
Well, it tells me that the jury was convinced by Sean Grayson's testimony on the stand that he felt threatened by that pot of boiling water, that they thought that was a mitigating factor. We all watched that body cam footage. We all saw him pull the trigger and shoot her and cause her death. But the question at hand, was there a reasonable impression on his part that he was in danger? And so to me, this second-degree murder charge with a sentencing guideline that caps at 20 years instead of that life, to me, this means that the jury was convinced that he did feel threatened, and convinced enough that they brought that charge down to the second-degree murder.
Now, she's speaking as if the jury has the power to bring down the situation from murder 1 to murder 2. The jury does not have that power. And if the only 3 things that was on the table was all murder 1, just 3 counts of murder 1. The way she just worded that was as if the jury had the power to say, no, you know what? This isn't murder 1, this is murder 2. When that was not the case. A B1 salute, shalom to our sister Angelic in the building. Much love to you, my good sister. Thank you for being here. Let's continue.
Grayson testified, as you mentioned. Do you think that helped him?
I do think that it helped him. I think that the body camera video was so damning. It was actually, it shocked the entire country. That video went viral even outside of this country. It ripped apart the community. It caused new training to be implemented at the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office. a review, a bill that was signed into law in Illinois. So that was all in the prosecution's favor. So him taking the stand and testifying to his state of mind, even if he didn't do a perfect job. At one point, he started talking about using a taser, and he thought that the taser darts might not get through her clothing, and that's why he fired the gun. When I was seeing that, I didn't know how a jury would react to that, but clearly it worked. Now, of course, it is rare for a law enforcement official to be convicted of something like this, of second-degree murder. So, he didn't get off, but certainly that sentencing guideline is significantly lower than the first-degree murder.
Anna Schechter. Anna, thank you.
Okay, family. So that's that part. That's that part. I want to play this clip from this quote-unquote law professor giving his breakdown of what he thinks happened and why they went with murder too. Shout out to our brother Tay the Man in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, good family. You're right on time, family. We're just getting into the brass task. Let's go here.
A woman called 911 for help. Minutes later, she shot dead in her own kitchen by the deputy who arrived. The woman was Sonia Massey. Legally, the public expected a first-degree murder conviction. Emotionally,
family, I understand. I know this man shouldn't even be teaching no type of law when this man's accent is that damn thick. I get it. I feel you 100% fold. But my intent in playing this is to show you the narrative that they're trying to spin on this situation rather than just telling everybody exactly what it is.
Morally, factually, it felt like first-degree murder. So why did the jury come back with only second degree? Because in Illinois, first-degree murder requires proof that the defendant knowingly and intentionally killed without lawful justification. The prosecution must show that level of intent beyond a reasonable doubt. Not carelessness, not panic. Second-degree murder is different. It acknowledges the killing was unlawful, but it allows the defendant to say, I believe deadly force was necessary. And even if that belief is unreasonable, the law still lets a jury to reduce the charge. That's the loophole. And that's exactly what happened here. The jury decided Grayson's actions were criminal, but they weren't unanimously convinced he intended to murder, or they accepted he had some kind of subjective fear in the moment. No matter how business, to the public, that feels like a betrayal. Because for civilians, I was scared that some downgrade a homicide. But for police, that fear, even unreasonable fear, becomes a legal shield. And that's the real issue. When the law gives officers a built-in escape hatch, it becomes harder to hold them to the same standards as everyone else. This verdict wasn't a mistake. The jury followed the law they were given. The question is whether the law itself went too far to excuse deadly misjudgment by people trained and trusted to protect the public.
Now, one thing he said in all of that, and as my brother Black Truth United so elegantly put it, model minority mumbo jumbo, the one thing I will agree with is something that he said at the end. And what he said was the jury had to deal with it as they were instructed. But see, nobody is bringing up the fact that the judge is the person who instructed the jury, as they always do. They're making it seem like it's just the jury who decided to do or come back with that situation of murder too. That is not the case whatsoever. Let's get over here, family. Let's get over to the AP. Cops' testimony, judge's instructions, influence outcome of Sonia Massey's murder case. Let's get into this article. The killing of Sonia Massey in her home by Illinois sheriff deputy was pursued by prosecutors as a first-degree murder case with the possible life prison sentence. The judge gave the jury another option when deliberations began this week. The judge Sean Grayson was found guilty Wednesday of second-degree murder, a lesser charge with less severe consequences. Massey's family was outraged by the verdict. The Black woman's supporters called it the wrong dose of justice, noting she was deliberately shot in the face by a white police officer in her own kitchen. Experts say a verdict form with different options is common in Illinois' court and elsewhere. If a judge believes the evidence presented at trial could plausibly justify it, Grayson's testified in his own, it's supposed to be on his own behalf, but it says in his own behalf, claiming he felt threatened by Massey and her pot of hot water. B1 salute and shalom to our sister Donna C in the building. Much love to you. Exactly, Black Truth. I'm white and I say so. And you ain't gonna believe what he thought was the strike-off point. This is not unusual. Andrew Leopold said, Leopold, who teaches criminal law at the University of Illinois College of Law, said of the jury's alternatives. God dang, I'm tripping out. Under Illinois law, second-degree murder recognizes the possibility that people honestly but unreasonably believe they were in danger, so they killed the person they're worried about, Leopold said. Grayson's story that night. No juror talked to reporters about how they reached consensus on the convention, but they were likely influenced by Grayson's version of what happened when he and another officer went to Massey's home in Springfield earlier in July 6th, 2024, Now, I want to pause there for a second because here's the thing. Shout out to our sister, I am Kiera in the building. Much love to you, as well as our brother Willie Bonnie, in the building. Much love to you, family. I want to stop there for a second because the other officer was the key witness in the prosecutor's case. Okay. And the other officer gives a very different testimony than Grayson gave. And with the testimony that the other officer gave, you would think that Grayson would have been found guilty of murder one. But we'll get there in a second. Let's get back over here to this article. Shout out to our sister Angelic. She says, even though this refers to a DA instructing a grand jury, this is making me think about that saying, you can indict a ham. Yeah, they can indict a ham sandwich. Absolutely. They can indict anybody they want to indict. And the people that they don't get indicted is because they're not working to get them indicted. That is absolutely 100% true. All right, let's get back over here. Massey had called 911 in the state's capital city seeking help for a suspected prowler. Grayson, a Sangamon County Sheriff deputy, arrived with another officer, and their encounter with Massey began to center on a boiling pot of water. Grayson said Massey, who had struggled with mental health issues, grabbed the pot after he had ordered the other officer to move it off the stove. Why are you ordering another officer to do something like that? Okay. Now, my question is just very simple, because unless you're over that officer, you shouldn't be ordering him to do things at all. Y'all supposed to be partners. But maybe you was his supervisor. I don't know. I just found it weird that they made sure to say that. Shout out to Kim Brown. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you. Thank you for the membership. Yeah, you got to give us a thank you to our good brother DSB for the memberships, family. He's been gifting the memberships. So much love to him. Let's continue here. This is what the kicker was. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, she said, according to the body camera. Grayson's testify that he feared being struck with the pot of water. He had told investigators that he believed the rebuke meant Massey intended to kill him. Really? And these people call themselves Christians. Shout out to our good brother Wild Williams in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Being told I rebuke you is what sent this man spiraling in fear. That meant I'm going to kill you. When the hell have you ever heard anybody, any Christian say, I rebuke you, and that means that you're a dead man? That makes no sense. Absolutely none. Shout out to our good brother AO in the building. Much love to you. He fired 3 shots, striking her just below the eye and killing her. He believed that to be a threat. Defense attorney Daniel Foots said as he argued for an acquittal. You don't have to believe that it was. That's what he believed. We done spoke about this several times over. If you people are such punks, or if you're so in fear of your life, get a new profession. It's that simple. Get a new damn profession if you're so damn fearful of doing your job. Oh, shoot. Shout out to Breeze Omega in the building. Much love to you, family. Thank you for being here, as well as our good brother Rashad Wallace in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Where was we? State Attorney John Milhinser said Grayson, who was eventually fired, didn't follow his training that night. No, he didn't. Send anyone else, anyone, said Sonia Massey, and Sonia Massey is still alive today, excuse me. The prosecutor told the jury, send anyone else, anyone, and Sonia Massey is alive today. B1 salute to Noah Randall. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you. Final jury instructions. Now, this is where you get the jury instructions. The defense attorney asked Judge Ryan Cardigan to add a second-degree murder option. The defense attorney asked the judge to add on the second-degree option to the jury instruction after all the evidence was presented. Second-degree murder can apply in Illinois when a defendant faces a serious provocation or believes their action is justified, even if that belief is unreasonable. It's the judge's call, said J. Williams Roberts. So the judge could have said no. The judge could have said, no, we're going to stick with these charges here. They're more equitable to what we're dealing with. Instead, the judge, once again, like we've seen so many other judges do, got into what our good brother Torian Reigns calls Operation Protect the White Boy. Because murder one, that holds, like I said, he could have got up to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Murder two, the most he can do is 20 years and he gets the possibility of parole. Shout out Lady B Corner. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you. It's the judge's call, said J. Williams Roberts, a former county prosecutor and U.S. attorney in Central Illinois. If there are arguable facts that could support something less than first-degree murder, the courts would almost always put it in rather than risk being reversed on appeal. Well, family, when you hear what the other officer testified, yeah, it wouldn't seem like it would be applicable. Leopold, the law professor, said, "This is what juries are for. They listen to Grayson's testimony. They weigh his credibility," Leopold said. "It doesn't sound like the facts were in great dispute. Only the state of mind and inferences to be drawn of who did what. Grayson, 31, could be sentenced up to 20 years in prison with time shaved along the way for good behavior. With time shaved along the way for good behavior, or even probation. A first-degree murder conviction would have carried a prison sentence of 45 years to life without good time credit. So if you're not telling me, if you don't believe that these people got on call to make sure he didn't get the minimum of 45 years, excuse me, then I don't know what to tell you. Neely Fuller Jr. said, if you don't understand white supremacy, how it is and how it operates, what it is and how it operates, then everything you think you know will only confuse you. This right here was white supremacy getting on code. On Thursday, Millhiser said he would seek the maximum possible prison term when Grayson is sentenced January 29th. A Midwestern Central Illinois jury is not going to want to think that police officers is an out and out murderer, and that's the problem. And that's the problem. In our community, there is still a good deal of faith in law enforcement. That's a problem. Although things like this certainly undermines that. And that's the end of that article there, family. I want to now go to this clip here that talks about the makeup of the jury selection. Because as soon as I heard that he was guilty, but he was charged with murder 2 instead of murder 1, immediately I asked myself, what was the makeup of the jury? So let's go here.
The jury is made up of 9 white women, 1 black man, and 2 white men. 3 alternates were picked, 2 white men and 1 white woman. Questions are being raised on social media concerning the demographics of the jury. Fox Illinois' Spencer Davis joins us now with how Peoria County and how Sangamon County look compared to one another. Spencer?
48 potential jurors were interviewed on Monday, and of the 12 jurors and 3 alternates selected, only 1 is a person of color. 6 of the 48 in the pool were black. Sean Grayson's trial was moved out of Sangamon County to find an unbiased jury pool. Both sides and the judge, Ryan Cadigan, felt Peoria County could provide that. Peoria County and Sangamon County are similar in terms of the number of people who live there. Sangamon County boasts about 20,000 more people, but Peoria and Sangamon County's male-to-female percentages are similar. However, Peoria County has a slightly higher percentage of people of color, making up about 27% of their population. Sangamon County has about 23%. In terms of age, Sangamon County sees a majority of its population fall between 25 and 74. Peoria's majority falls between 18 and 64. The people interviewed for the jury don't quite reflect the population makeup of Peoria County. There are more women in Peoria County than men, and the pools reflect that, with about 54% of the total pool being women. However, 87.5% of the pool was white, and the county is 73% white. If the jury was selected to match the population, it could have seen 9 white people compared to 3 people of color. Currently, people of color make up 8% of the selected jury, and under 7% if including the alternates. The court could have gone into Tuesday for jury selection, but completed it on Monday. Reporting for Fox Illinois, I'm Spencer Davis.
Thank you, Spencer. The jury must reach a unanimous verdict of guilty or not guilty, though the jury may become hung if jurors do not agree. The jury is made up.
All right, family. So, yeah, that's the situation we have here. And this is why you got the verdict that you got in my eyes. You have the judge. Well, really, you have the jury that's, God dang it, like our good brother Eddie Foster says, shout out to you and thank you for being here. He says 11 white, 1 black. And as our good brother, Black Truth United, so elegantly put it, the black person most likely was a tether. B1 salute to our family. Taste and Teas with Tony in the building. Much love to you, my good sister. Thank you for being here, as well as our good sister Mia Kim is in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, my good sister, as well as our good brother Antithesis is in the building. Much love to you, my good brother. Family, let's hear what the family had to say, because there's some very troubling things that the family says that really just pisses me off all over again. And I'm pretty sure by now you know what it is. Let's go here, family.
Need serious justice, not a miscarriage of justice that happened here in Peoria.
Second-degree murder? That is not right. That is not justice for anybody's family.
An Illinois jury found Sean Grayson guilty of 1 count of second-degree murder. He's the former sheriff's deputy convicted of shooting and killing Sonia Massey while responding to her 911 call. CBS Weekend News anchor and national correspondent Jerika Duncan was in the courtroom for this trial and joins us now from Peoria, Illinois. Jerika, what happened?
Well, good morning to you, Errol. Good morning to everyone. You know, being in that courtroom after those jurors deliberated for about 12 hours, it was silent in that courtroom. The Massey family didn't have much to say, but obviously they had a lot to say once they got outside of that courthouse.
He was in 6 police departments in 3.5 years. That is shameful.
Sonia Massey's father, James Wilburn, was emotional and frustrated after Wednesday's verdict. Sean Grayson was facing 3 counts of first-degree murder, but a jury found him guilty on 1 lesser count of second-degree murder. sparing Grayson a possible life sentence.
He told my child he would shoot her in the effing face, and he did it. And all we got was a second-degree murder conviction out of this.
What do you need help with?
The former Sangamon County Sheriff's deputy shot Massey down in her kitchen after she called 911 to check on a suspected prowler. Grayson testified that he viewed Massey's pot of boiling water as a threat and was trained to use force to gain compliance. The trial, which began last week, largely focused on disturbing body camera footage recorded by Grayson's partner in the early morning hours of the deadly 2024 incident. Prosecutors said Grayson failed to render medical aid to Massey right after the shooting. After the verdict, we sat down with Massey's father, cousin, and family friend.
Now, I don't know who the lady is. I don't know if she's the family friend or if she's the cousin. I think that she might be the cousin. She's the one that makes the troubling statement. And it is not quite forgive, but it's enough empathy in order where it could be looked at to where they did the same thing with Bolton John. The brother went running over there, hugging on her. I forgive you. Can I give her a hug? And what happened? She got 10 years. 10 years. So I want to play this, and I want y'all to hear exactly what this woman has to say. Shalom and salute to our brother Jesse Paris in the building. Much love to you, as well as our brother John's son is in the building. Much love to the both of you. Thank you for being here. Let's continue.
The Grayson family, what do you say to them?
I feel sorry for them. The mother came over and apologized, and she said, we did not raise him that way, and I'm really sorry for your family.
Now, family, remember what I told you to take note of? I told you to put a pin in it. The fact that the family was sitting there the whole time agreeing with the defense attorney. As the defense attorney told blatant lies, because there's a videotape showing the whole incident, as well as the star goddamn witness against Grayson's case was his own damn partner. But yet, you feel sorry for them? If he would have got off, if he was deemed not guilty, do you think she would have said anything to you? So now that he's found guilty, she can find it in her heart to walk over and say, I'm sorry, we didn't raise him like this, except you did, because he came out like how you raised him to be. Shout out to our sister Empress Latesse in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. This is more egregious than anything. I'm not going to say I feel sorry for them. We lost Sonia, but they lost a son. I don't give a damn. He should be lost for what he did. And I don't care what anybody say. He practiced his intent by saying, I will shoot you in the face, and then turning around and doing it. If he feared that she was going to throw water on him, why didn't he shoot her in the shoulder? Why didn't he shoot her in the leg? Why did he have to aim for her face? So when it comes to what this woman is saying, I find that to be totally just disheartening. Because their son deliberately took your family away from you. and you let some Nabisco tears make you feel sorry for them when you're the victims in this situation.
My heart goes out to them. We lost Sonia, but they lost a son. And what he did for Sonia, he has to pay. And they realize that.
Now, that's the only thing that she said that has any merit in that sentence. That's all she had to say, to be honest with you. When she asks about the parents coming over to them, all she had to do is say, yeah, they came and gave their apologies. And unfortunately, that really means nothing to us at this point in time because her son did what he did and he must be held accountable. He has to pay. Damn all this, or just, I feel sorry for them. We lost Sonia, but they lost a son. Damn all that. Damn all that. You're switching who should be having the empathy in this goddamn situation. People should be having empathy for you, not for the mother of a goddamn murderer. Shout out Shelly777. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you, my good sister. Let's let her continue.
Earlier this year, the Sangamon County paid out $10 million in a wrongful death lawsuit to the family, although the family says they would give all of that money back to have Sonia with them here today. As for
$10 million, could that be the reason why she's feeling sorry for him? Just a question. Asking for a friend.
Grayson, he's expected to be sentenced in January and could face up to 20 years behind bars. Errol?
And Jerika, it's impossible for any of us to really know what Massey's family is going through emotionally, psychologically. What more did they tell you?
You know, I think there was a shock from that last soundbite you heard when you hear the Grayson family, who obviously doesn't want to see their son in prison, and then you hear them go over to the Massey family during this trial to say, I'm sorry, we did not raise him that way. I thought that was pretty remarkable. And then one of the family friends, the woman that you heard from in the piece, said that not only did they apologize to the family in court during this trial, but they also offered up more seats because each family has a certain amount of seats they're allowed to have based on those who will be coming in support of Grayson or Massey. And we were told that the Grayson family said, you can have, some of our seats because we're only going to have, 4 or 5 people here in support of Sean Grayson. So, some of the things that are happening behind the scenes that you don't always hear about, I thought that was pretty powerful for them to share that story of humanity, if you will, in the wake of this tragedy.
Underscores that everybody loses in this as well and is traumatized. Jerika Duncan, great reporting.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Shout out to our sister, Miss Neese. She said, I hate to say this, but sometimes one's own family can be an enemy too. Money hungry. Absolutely. And that's one of the things that I was going to say. God forbid anything happens to my family, me, knock on wood. I wouldn't take any type, damn a civil payout. You're going to pay me out after this bastard goes to jail. There ain't going to be any situation because I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of the times right after you take the bag, all of a sudden the case unravels like it did here. Like it did here. I want to play. I want to go here. Let's go here.
In case you start to feel bad for Officer Grayson's partner, the guy that also drew his gun and watched Sonia Massey get her head blown off, if you start to feel bad for that guy and say, oh, he's going to have PTSD, I hope his family supports him, listen to the call that they made afterwards reporting the shooting, and he also reported that it was self-inflicted. If there wasn't proof or evidence, if he didn't know for a fact that his partner was going to be guilty, he absolutely was about to have his partner's back and say, no, this was just another black woman that killed herself. I guarantee you, if I saw someone, one of my coworkers, kill someone, I'm flipping on them like that. 1 second. Goodbye. See you, Cheryl. I have no loyalty amongst coworkers, especially if I watch you murder someone that just said, hey, I love you guys. I appreciate it. I love you guys. I'm so happy you're here. And 30 seconds later, you murder them. And then you're going to get on the phone with the cops or on the phone with someone, a first responder, and you're going to say, yep, self-inflicted. Yep, she killed herself. I don't feel bad for his partner at all. His partner absolutely should go to jail too. And I'm pretty positive it's illegal to report false happenings at a crime scene like that, especially as a cop. Don't feel bad for the partner.
Now, I agree with the man 100-fold, and I played that clip first because I'm about to play this other clip where the information on the partner getting on the stand, turning state's evidence on dude. Yeah, he did that because he knows he was involved. He was willing to lie for his partner. He was willing to say that it was self-inflicted, even though you got a goddamn camera on your chest. He was willing to be the person to go to bat for his partner. However, when he got on the stand, he told a different story. Let's go here.
Have you ever heard of a police officer being afraid of another police officer? Because that's exactly what came out in the trial of former Deputy Grayson, convicted today of killing Sonia Massey. So former Deputy Grayson, if you'll remember, shot and killed Sonia Massey inside of her own home after she called the police for help. He claimed that he acted in self-defense and that he thought she was going to throw a pot of boiling water on him. But here's the thing. His own partner testified that he wasn't afraid of Sonia Massey, but he was afraid of Grayson, his partner, the other officer there. The jury.
So now he's saying that I wasn't worried about Sonia Massey. I was more worried about my partner. I was afraid of my partner. Now, if I'm sitting on a jury and I hear that, I'd be like, well, why are you afraid of your partner? Oh, your partner is, he is the bully that the goddamn prosecutor was telling us he is. Oh, okay. So everything here, you didn't want to do or say anything different because you were afraid of your partner. So you became an accomplice because you were afraid of your partner. You didn't stop your partner from unaliving that innocent woman because you was afraid of your partner. You pulled your pistol because you was afraid of your partner. Yeah, you need to go to jail too. Accessory to a crime, exactly. If I'm on a jury and I hear that, oh, you're automatic. Oh yeah, you're guilty. Your own partner is corroborating the facts of the prosecution's case. Your own partner is corroborating the facts of the prosecution's case. So how in the hell do a judge then go and say, you know what, let me go ahead and accept your proposition for me to add murder 2 onto the charges? That makes absolutely no sense. Unless it was Operation Protecting Nabisco. Shout out to Sweet Lady D. Shout out to you. Thank you for your Cash App donation, family. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution. Sweet Lady D. That reminds me of the There's a ventriloquist dude who's a comedian. He has this black doll that he has, and his name is Sweet Daddy D, Sweet Baby D, or something like that. Sweet whatever, but it's a funny name. Shout out to you. Shout out to our sister Astarte Jones in the building as well. Shalom to you, my good sister. Thank you for being here. Exactly, my brother AO. Cowards in uniform. Angelic says, yeah, right. He wasn't a bit more afraid. He just knew he better have his back on this one because his partner had his when he does his dirt. Exactly. That is facts. Or the unit's going to come down on him. But let's get back over here.
We heard all of that, and still the jury did not find Deputy Grayson guilty of first-degree murder. That would have meant life in prison, so he dodged spending the rest of his life in prison. Instead, they convicted him of second-degree murder, which in Illinois carries a range of 4 to 20 years. So what that tells me is that the jury didn't think that Grayson was right to kill her. They didn't think he was justified to kill her, but they did believe that he was afraid and that he did really think that she was going to throw that hot water on him, and that is why he shot her. The judge has not made a decision as to how long Deputy Grayson will have to serve in prison. That will happen at a later date, and you know that I will keep you updated when that happens. Have you?
Okay, family. Shout out to our sister Astarte Jones. Thank you very much for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my good sister. B1CFBA. Philly salute. Shout out to Philly. To all the wonderful family. Much love to you, my good sister. Always, always. Family, get ready to steam up a little bit. I'm not trying to trigger you, but I got to play this clip because you know Tater Tots had to come out and do what Tater Tots do. Be the dumbass ex-officer who wants to defend it. But I forget the name of this dude from TYT. But shout out to him for calling this dude out and giving him the freaking business. Once again,
that's crazy, brother. That's not crazy, brother.
For somebody to be talking normal and you engaging in a normal conversation.
You don't talk normal. The hell you talking about? Tatum, you're crazy, Tatum. She was sick. She was going through a mental health crisis. She needed a doctor, brother.
Which is
you
fine.
are crazy. You sound crazy. You always do.
No,
all right, brother. Let me go. I said I wasn't going to do this. I said I wasn't going to do this.
Let's have a real conversation. Let's have a real conversation.
Nico, you said that you would defend the cop killing your mama. I should have kicked y'all.
I didn't say nothing about defending a cop killing my mama. I said it's a self-defense argument that he has a self-defense argument in the court of law. That's not defending somebody who can. You're getting emotional and taking it personal. I don't know either one of these people. I'm just telling you what the law says.
No, you're wrong
about the law. And we'll see when it goes to trial.
You're wrong about premeditation. You're wrong about the law.
I'm over here dying. What the law says, I know about self-defense, okay? I've been in bad situations myself. But I also understand that you can't ask the question, are you okay? Are you having an episode? Okay? And then place the woman. Literally, he placed the weapon in the woman's hand. I've never heard of anybody tell someone what they're going to do to them. Okay? Take the uniform off of it. Take the uniform off because you shouldn't have had it on in the first damn place.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, God dang it. What the hell you got the uniform on if you a scary ass bitch? Yeah, I'm not going to hold no punches on this one. Damn that. If you a scary little bitch, don't put on the badge. That's what it is. That's all it is. If you're afraid of your freaking shadow, don't put on the badge. Keep your scary ass at home and read a goddamn book. Or go to church. They say if you scared, go to church. But don't take your ass out into the street and put on a goddamn police badge if you a scary ass little bitch. Salute to our sister Mia Kim. Thank you for your Cash App donation, family. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my good sister. Shout out to our sister Tampa Bay in the building. Much love to you, as well as our good sister Cooking with Miss D in the building. Shalom to you, family. Thank you for being here. And shout out to our sister I Am Kiera for the super sticker. I appreciate your contribution, family. And your donation is also blessed tenfold. Thank you, my sister. Family, I don't care what anybody has to say. At this point in time, if you're still running around here defending these people who are cowards with a badge and cowards when they take them off, then you are an op as well. And you need to stay far the hell away from us. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Emperor Lattes. Go to church. Sonia rebuked Grayson in the name of Jesus. And that's when he shot her. I think it's a shot. Okay. Shot her in the face as he threatened he would. Absolutely, my sister. And guess what else you can actually find from that video when you look at it? Her saying, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, brought that demon out of that man. He didn't think that was a threat to kill him. It was a spiritual pulling of the demon that he had inside of him to the outside. Exactly, Key Prince. She saw the demon in him, rebuked him, and he showed himself by deleting her. Exactly. All he did was prove her correct. And any God-fearing person who calls himself a Christian should have been able to see that. Shout out to AO. That beautiful FBA queen is no longer here because she saw the Satan in him. Shout out to Cooking with Miss D. She says the whole case triggered her anxiety and pissed her off to the fullest. I understand, you and me both. What the murderer did was unnecessary, and I agree with you 100-fold. So, family, I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm definitely going to be putting my ear to the street on January 29th, and I'm going to make sure to bring it to you guys and let you guys know what his sentencing is. But I'm not going to lie to you, family. From the statements that the family made, whether that was her cousin or whether it was a friend, the fact that she even made that comment that she feels sorry for that woman, I wouldn't be surprised if the judge come back with a 10-year sentence or less. I wouldn't be. It's in the same damn playbook. Shout out to our sister Queen Yasmin in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Now, family, this next story is a little bit lighter. It's a lot a bit lighter, as a matter of fact, because I knew how heavy this story was. I did not want to put anything heavy behind it. However, we got to talk about this other case here, this other situation. How many of you remember the name Rhoda Osman? If you don't remember the name Rhoda Osman, let me remind you.
Y'all, look at my face. This man just hit me with a brick for no reason. I was just standing there and he threw it at me. My whole cheek is swollen up. I can't even close my mouth right. Why would somebody do?
There we go, family. Virtual brick lady. And that's just a cold way to freaking do an article. But virtual brick lady found guilty after allegedly faking attack and scamming GoFundMe donors, ordered to repay $42,000. We're going to get into it, family. Got to get to it. Let's get into it. This is from the sister Daphne that's been on the brick lady's head ever since she did this nonsense. I want to thank D.A. Keith Houston and the Houston police for having me there and keeping me safe while I testified against Rhoda. We did it. She was found guilty. Her consequences: 90 days in jail, inpatient substance abuse treatment, full restitution of $42,302, 10 years of probation, 10 years social media ban. I think that's going to be a wonderful 10 years. If she violates even one time, she will serve 10 years in prison. I hope she violates. I hope she violates. I wouldn't wish prison upon no man unless they deserved it. And this woman truly does. And we're going to get into the deeper reason why she deserves it. It isn't just the lie she told or freaking scamming people out of money. To my haters, what do you have to say now? I'm listening. I will be doing a YouTube live this week to go over what happened. Stay tuned. Family, I applaud this situation. And I applaud Daphne for going out there. Now, Daphne says and does some things that I don't agree with, but she says and does some things that I do agree with. So, at the end of the day, shout out to her for standing on business and making sure this woman was held accountable. You know what? That would be a wonderful situation. I hope she gets deported because she can have her citizenship stripped due to committing crimes like this. Wasn't she in a drug treatment program as well? I believe so. I don't want to say yes definitively because I don't remember if she was saying that she was going into a program or if she was already in a program. However, I do remember a program being mentioned. So, yeah, I believe so. However, don't hold me to that because I might have heard that she was claiming to be going into a program. Oh, did she do this for the money? Most likely, this is her third time doing it. The first time she did it, apparently she did it for like $2,000. The second time, it was for around like $10,000 or something like that. And the third time was for this $42,000 and some change. Family, did you know that this Rhoda chick is a PhD student? This is your academics, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we have a lot of problems in academia now, because of people like this. She has a master's in science from Columbia University, a bachelor's in English from Southern New Hampshire University. And she is a PhD student over at the University of Texas. And let's look at her interests, shall we? Black feminist theory, ethnography. You know what I'm trying to say. I really hate when I'm tongue twisted like that. Urban social movements, Black diaspora studies, decolonial studies, cultural studies, race and gender studies. Oh, she don't have the PhD yet, but I'm thinking it's in one of these areas here. one of these areas, probably black feminist theory, because that's what she used in order to convince people to donate to her. Sister said, book smart, but in real life, idiot psychopath. I 100% agree with you. A narcissist in every sense of the word. A narcissist in every sense of the word. Let me go here to what our good brother Beatzilla had to say about this situation. And this was January of last year. Let's start there, because he said, well, this definitely stood the test of time. Let's go here. Y'all really need to accept that you got scammed by this non-FBA and had you bashing black men over her poor choice in men. Oh, and the fact she made up a whole story that was a lie. Brickgate. She lied. Apologized to black men. And let's go here.
I'm in Jamaica. I'm in Jamaica. And this is such a big deal, because this is what I'm talking about when I say I'm taking my life back brick by brick, pun intended. Because 4 months ago when this incident happened, I was afraid to check my mailbox. I didn't think that I could ever go out by myself. And as a woman that has been on her own since she was 16 and has traveled over 20 countries, and most of them by herself, that was just so depressing. But here I am on a solo trip that I decided 5 days ago that I was gonna go on, and I'm here and I feel protected, divinely protected, and I wish that for all black women across the diaspora, because black women, we created this world. We deserve to explore it. We deserve to enjoy it. We deserve to see it. And this is just a big deal. Like, this is progress, and I'm so proud of myself for doing this. And I'm trying to learn how to live my life safely and enjoy it. I may never be the carefree girl I once was, but I am on a different foundation, and I'm solid as fuck. I'm in Jamaica!
Family, she create a whole damn lie, and then she go out there and act as if that lie not only traumatized her, but it put her in a state where she will never be the once carefree woman that she used to be. Family, I am completely happy that she was was convicted. Now, before we get to the next piece here, because this is all tied in together, let me go ahead and do this, because we got to talk about Conscious Flea and how wrong this dude continues to be. But before we do that, got to clown this dude. So let's go here.
I see you whispering about me. You think I ain't listening? Watch and see. Got my funk, got my groove. Got me getting even tonight. We gon' party. Hey, season. Thought I let it slide, but I'm petty and proud. Flexing on the dance floor, showing out in the crowd. Feeling so fancy, got my stinger ready. Watch out, y'all, it's time to get petty. Watch out. Get petty, don't you fret it. Gonna serve it up, nice and sweaty. Keep it funky, keep it steady. Hey, you, it's time to get petty.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about this lopsided headed person here, The man running around with a whole Latino as a wife trying to say she's a black woman. Yeah, we got to go over this because, you know, this man was running around and he was just so loud and so damn wrong. So loud and so damn wrong. Just like he always is. Loud and goddamn wrong. And this is just another example outside of the Mona Leo situation that the Most High saw fit to say, hey, FBAs, sprinkle-inkle, let me show you a little something. I said, put your faith in me and watch what happens. Left and right, everybody's calling this man the hell out. Let's get into it.
The fact y'all still lying on this woman blows my mind. Do y'all think a falsified government document would be circulated on the internet and this woman not be taken to jail?
A few months later,
article itself states that she was assaulted, but that she allegedly lied about how she was assaulted. So for the people in the back, the reason why she's being charged with fraud is because law enforcement has said, no, you were assaulted, but you lied about how you said you was assaulted. Therefore, all the money you raised is fraud.
I read that article, by the way, and he conveniently left out the part where Brick Lady pretty much changed her entire story multiple times during the investigation.
He told the detective that responded that she was hit in the head with a brick after she refused to give her phone number to a guy on the street.
And was that verified by any of the evidence that detectives looked at?
No, that was not verified.
Harris County Prosecutor Keith Houston says surveillance videos from that early September morning show Osmond hitting a man first.
So she's the one who, she was the aggressor?
She was the aggressor, yes.
And it was a water bottle that hit her, not a brick?
He did have a water bottle in his hand, and we think that's what left the mark. Thornton verified with Minneapolis police that there was no assault done at that time. It was completely fictional.
He also conveniently left out the fact that a plastic bottle can't leave that kind of damage behind, well, unless it has like cement or ice in it. But I'm not really here to dunk on bro. That would be too easy. That's not my style. In fact, as surprising as this may be to some, I actually feel a great deal of pity for him. Y'all know me. I've been through my fair share of controversy in the past, right? And let's be honest, the kind of person I am, it's definitely going to happen again. In a world full of lies, telling the truth is considered crazy. Shout out to Kanye. So I can take a really good guess at what's going through his mind right now. And I gotta say, I'm not too sure he can handle mentally what's coming at him. Because it's very different if you actually believe in what you're getting crucified by the public for saying. I know for me personally, that's how I felt about every single controversy I've ever been through. I believe in the shit I'm talking about. But it's very clear to me that this guy does not believe in what he's saying. He's just saying it to save face. And that's why I feel so sorry for him, because he's painted himself in a corner he can't get out of. He really just has to ride this thing until the wheels fall off and hope for the best. Moral of the story, if you're gonna say something in public that people will come at you for, the least you can do is actually believe in it. Take it from me.
Shout out to our sister Cooking with Miss D. She said Confederate Lee is always wrong. His wife is shaped like O Block. I am too amused. She said his wife is shaped like an O Block. Oh man, shout out to you, my good sister. Damn. Oh man, she's shaped like a figure eight. Okay. All right. Let's go here, family.
Breaking news.
We're gonna take notes.
Woman who went viral after claiming the man assaulted her with the brick in Houston is being charged with felony theft by deception after allegedly raising tens of thousands of dollars for a GoFundMe scam. Now, I've been able to do some more digging and a little bit more research, and I want to share with y'all what I found, especially after talking with Ro.
So before we continue, I just want to make sure that it's noted. You have her number. You've been in contact with her, and you actually did go off and contact her. Got you. I just want to. Okay. He's a friend of the suspect. Got you. Okay. Now, what were you saying?
Ro alleges that's actually not what happened at all, and that not only is she not the aggressor in this situation, but that she has video evidence of the assailant literally admitting to hitting her with a liquor bottle and not a water bottle.
Now, I just want to make it very clear with the notes that I just took. You said out of your mouth that she told you that old boy hit her with a liquor bottle and it was not a water bottle. But if I'm correct, she was also the same person that said that she got hit with a brick around a group of men where no man did anything. But okay, no, if you said you have video proof, let's play it. I want to hear it.
You hit her and all. I hit her, but not with a brick. I
didn't do all that shit. Let me tell you what happened to her face. She got hit because she stole up on me. At the point she stole up, as soon as she hit me, she got hit with a fucking bottle that was in my hand, and I didn't mean to hit her with the fucking bottle in my hand. How you accidentally hit somebody? Let me ask you something. If I just slapped you right now, wouldn't it be really quickly you would hit me right back?
So she hit you, and then you just had a reflex.
It's reflex like a motherfucker, and that's what really happened.
Let it go, consciously. Let it go. You really set up with a green screen, played the video in the background where this man admitted to the fact that he hit her with a plastic bottle, but only as a reflex because she hit him first. You really set up there with a green screen, doing all of this nodding and pointing as if you was proving a point. The only thing you proved is that you think that you're the smartest person in the room and you can use big words and overtalk people to make them think that you're smarter than what you are and dance around circles on topics and play mental gymnastics. That's the only thing we ever get to see. But as far as this case goes, this woman is a liar, and she is somebody who is problematic, who goes around starting stuff with people and then playing victim after the fact.
I apologize. I didn't expect her to come up in the video, but from my notes, he never said he hit her with a liquor bottle. He said it was a bottle, and I don't know if you know this consciously. Maybe you don't. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she's a wanted fugitive. I don't know if you know that. She's actually running from the law as of right now, but I could be wrong. If I'm correct, right here it says that she's actually an associate of yours that you actually know. You have her phone number, and you have a way to contact her. So you
This is from 2024, family. We're going to get to the more recent ones.
You probably do already know this information. But if I'm correct, which I'm pretty sure I am, the cops already said what happened, and they confirmed it. Because if I'm also correct, I believe it was on the news. I could be wrong, but let's look at the news footage.
She told the detective that responded that she was hit in the head with a brick after she refused to give her phone number to a guy on the street.
And was that verified by any of the evidence that detectives looked at?
No, that was not verified.
Harris County prosecutor Keith Houston says surveillance videos from that early September morning show Osmond hitting a man first.
So she's the one she was the aggressor?
She was the aggressor, yes.
And it was a water bottle that hit her, not a brick?
He did have a water bottle in his hand, and we think that's what left the mark.
According to court.
No, but yeah, now that we have that information, there was something else that was said that I kind of want to tackle. And it was something like towards the end of your video.
Here's my question about this entire situation. I don't understand why men believe that they're owed an apology. An apology for what?
Hey, you know what? I can answer that. I can actually answer that question for you. First things first, nobody wants an apology for you doing the right thing and defending a woman. Because that's what you're supposed to do. No matter what happens, it is our job to protect women. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The apology that certain people are looking for was the fact that because you guys didn't do, the correct, journalism work, and you stoked a lot of fires, you had men and kids get called bullet bags. Yeah, because of the fires that were stoked throughout that whole entire incident, you had hate groups justifying the unalivement of innocent people. And then saying that it was justified because they're just bullet bags. Like, the only purpose they have is to, die. Like, if I was to use myself as an example, right? I said this.
I said in my previous video, nobody should be putting their hands on anybody. Specifically, if a person doesn't want to be with you or they don't want to give you something, you should just walk away and let it go. And if the footage does come out that she may have put her hands on him first, etc., then he should have just walked away and called 911. But ultimately, I do think we need more information. What do you guys think?
Now, after I said that, like so many others, I got cussed out, called out of my name. I was even in this live where I got cussed out, called out of my name, accused of saying things that I didn't say, even though on this live, I proved everything that was said false. Oh, don't worry. It's documented. I'm real good at keeping receipts. Don't worry. The videos are all still up. Ultimately, no one's asking you to apologize for defending a woman. That was never the question. People are looking for is accountability, and accountability for the harm that it caused. I'm going to say it again. You had men and kids get called bullet bags. You had whole groups justifying our eradication for an isolated incident. You chose to judge the many on the acts of one or the few. And I want to make sure I say this because I know how you are. But at no point am I saying that violence between men and women doesn't happen. Nor am I saying that one happens more than the other. What is being discussed is the fact that this incident was not handled with the best of care And because of that, a lot of people got hurt. But for the responses that you made, you don't care. And you don't have to care. You have almost 3 million followers. You don't have to care. TikTok is going to pay you regardless. You're going to make your videos. After a week, ain't nobody going to care. It's all going to blow over. I range, you may get like a little bit of hate, maybe like what, 1, maybe 2 more days, and then it'll just go away. Matter of fact, if you just continue making content about other subjects, people won't care. But besides that, hey, what do you guys think of this situation? And how do you feel about her being a wanted fugitive? Let me know in the comments.
Breaking news.
Now, family, this wasn't the only video, but in the interest of time, a lot of people got at him in 2024 about this. Warranted, really, it forced him to come out and make a half-wit apology attempt that really, he really didn't care about. But let's go here, because I'm gonna show you that you could tell that he didn't care about this apology. He's gonna prove it after I play this clip. Let's go here, family.
I want to apologize for being defensive and not being brutally honest and acknowledging 2 things from the jump. Yes, Ro lied about how she was hit and what happened when she was hit, but she was in fact hit. At this point, I can acknowledge, however, it's way bigger than Ro, and that this particular issue is being used to drive division and conflict in the Black community, especially amongst men and women. And that's why I'm taking responsibility.
Oh, but you didn't give a damn once it was happening. You was on the forefront in defending that woman. You was calling every Black man all kinds of y'all, not just you, but your whole circle jerk of people that follow you and your little followers and things like that. You was sending them to people's pages, getting their pages taken down. You was sitting there. They was calling us everything but the child of God. But it wasn't until it came out that she was lying and everybody got on your head, lady, you know that you a piece of shit, that you then turn around and say, oh, it's time to apologize, because you waited how long to apologize? When the investigation had already showed that she was a liar? And that's because you was talking back and forth with her. You had her phone number, and that's why I played the video that I played before this, because he said it himself. He talked to her personally. Oh yeah, Zavon, the circle jerk. That's when all of them are sitting in the circle, jerking each other off, no matter what kind of bull stuff they bring to the table. That's the kind of people that follows this dude. So when he tells people to go, or he'll say, oh, this is wrong, or whatever the situation is, his minions go into the chat of whatever video he's speaking on or whatever video he's speaking against, and then they try to attack that video, mass report it to get it taken down, or even get the goddamn creator of the video banned for a couple of days. That's exactly what it was. Let's let him continue.
Responsibility for. I apologize for how my initial egotistical response contributed into this proxy gender war that's going on, that's literally hurting the camaraderie and unity in our community amongst Black men and Black women. That is not the.
So you admit that you had an egotistical response to something, and then you continue to put that ego in everything that you address moving forward. We're talking about issues of foundational Black Americans, and your ego and your paymasters have you dealing and talking about us as if we're freaking COINTELPRO, when it's actually you. I don't get paid to sit behind this microphone and spew what I spew for my people, because it's for my people. However, there are documents. There's evidence showing you to be an agent of COINTELPRO. Maybe not directly through the CIA. Maybe not directly through the FBI. But through good influencers, you're definitely being paid. But let's let him continue.
goal or the purpose, and I apologize for that. Peep game. I was linking to what I can't stand what content creators do. When you experience backlash against your audience, you can't act like everybody in the audience are ops, because in fact, this your audience. And you can't act like the backlash is just merely illegitimate. You got to have some integrity and be reflective about what's going on right now. And I'm sorry, y'all, that it took me a couple of days to really get off my defensive bucket, to really think about what's happening. Not only did I let a lot of y'all down, I let myself down as well. I make content to elevate our community, not diminish our community. I make content to edify our community, not reduce our community. And I acknowledge that the last video I've made, specifically when it comes to Roe being charged, was doing the opposite of what I want. Moving forward, I'll be less reactionary when it comes to hearing stories on social media and more mission-driven with how I respond. I want to apologize for being defensive and not being brutally honest.
Shout out to Jesse Paris. Absolutely. Cohen Tether Pro. Shout out to Black Alpha Network. Exactly, my good brother. Now I want to get over here because this is going to prove that he really wasn't serious about that damn apology. He just knew that he had to give an apology because he couldn't fight being wrong. Let's go here.
I want to apologize for being defensive and not being brutally honest and acknowledging too. This video was made and posted last year. Consciously can't admit where you wrong, where he is now. This video was made last year. May the best meme and think peace win.
Do you see how he's taking it as a joke? If that apology video meant so much to him, he could have said, hey guys, I know now that, you know, the verdict has come out. People are asking, where am I at? Because I was on the front lines for her. However, I did make a apology video a year ago, but for those who didn't see it, let me reiterate my stance. He didn't do that. No, he sat there and tried to make a joke about it. I made that video a year ago. May the best meme win. That doesn't show that you're sorry at all. I wouldn't even brought up the other video, to be honest with you. I would have brought it up in the sense of, even though I did put out an apology video, y'all probably didn't see it. So let me make sure you understand my position clear as day. I was wrong. I should not have allowed my ego to have me rushing in like Captain Save-A-Ho. I shouldn't have put the cape on before knowing all the facts. And I would like to apologize to each and every one of my brothers and young brothers who was put under heinous attack due to the actions of myself and my minions. People would have had a little bit of respect for that. But the way that he's handling it now, yeah, nobody really rocks with him for doing so. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Shout out to On Leas. Thank you for being here, family. Much love to you, as well as our good brother, Bernice Brash, in the building. Much love to you. Excuse me. Golly. Shout out to LaShawn Kent in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, family. As well as Enoch Bird in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. As well as Jason Taylor in the building. Much love to you and thank you for being here. Let's move along, family. Let's go here.
We try to tell y'all people, and y'all try to say we were being misogynist. So y'all remember this lady right here, Rhonda Osmond, who went viral on here a couple of months ago because she got on here and said that a man hit her with a brick and then another man beat her up. And while she was telling that story, a lot of us creators got on here and said the shit she's saying doesn't make sense. I had all type of people sticking my videos calling me everything under the sun because I was victim blaming. Now, today, she has officially been found guilty and convicted of her lies. And the man that she lied on has finally got some type of justice because she will be spending the next 90 days in jail. She will have to go to rehab. She will also have to pay $42K in restitution because remember, when she was lying about that incident, she made a GoFundMe scamming her followers out of $40K. Not only that, she will have 10 years probation and she will have a 10-year social media ban, which is probably going to hurt her the worst. She say believe all victims, but not when they're clearly lying. And even when the video came out from the club showing that she clearly hit herself in the face with a brick, we still had creators on this app trying to defend her. We try to tell y'all people, and y'all try to say we were being misogynist. So y'all remember this lady right here, Rhonda Osmond, who went viral.
So y'all remember Brick Lady, right? Y'all remember the girl that got on live and got on the internet and said that she had been hit with a brick in her face and all women came to rally for her, including me. Yes, I can admit I rallied for her. Well, baby, she has been found guilty.
Notice how this woman, she was one of the people that was out here disrespecting black men and black kids. And when she goes to report on this, notice how she just tiptoed past the fact that she was one of the people at the forefront who was spearheading this nonsense. But notice what she didn't say. You didn't hear her say, I was wrong and I apologize for all the stuff that I was a part of. This is that same Democrat shield who's continuously being proved wrong as well. So you got conscious Fleroy, unconscious Fleroy, and you got this lady here who are both Democratic shills who have been found consistently to be wrong. But let's let her continue.
Guilty as hell. Now, she stated she was attacked, but when the video came out, she was actually the aggressor. So Rhoda Osmond has been sentenced to 90 days. And that $42K that she raised, baby, that has to go back to everybody. She's got to pay restitution. Now, on top of that, she gets 10 years probation. And then, if she fucks up on her probation, baby, she's going to spend 10 years in jail. And I know she can't afford that shit because she does have a child. Y'all need to stop coming up on this internet making lies and accusations. Because these days, everybody has a phone. And what's going to end up happening is people are going to dig. And y'all know TikTok. TikTok are investigators. They're better than the fucking FBI. And you know what?
Let me let her finish.
I think this may be good for her. And some people don't need to be on social media at all. Girl, I gotta brush your teeth. Your breath stank. So y'all remember Brick Lady, right? Y'all remember?
All right, so you know what she didn't say as well? She said, y'all gotta stop coming on this app lying because sooner or later somebody's going to dig deep and find out what you're hiding and all this other nonsense. You know what she didn't say? And we all need to stop jumping to conclusions as soon as someone comes on this internet making claims, making allegations, especially when we don't know the full story. Everybody was cussing out black men because we were saying, yeah, we need more evidence. Yeah, it just doesn't seem right. Like she had this big old bruise on her face. There was no cut. She got hit in the face with a brick, and a brick hitting you in the face. Yeah, that's going to leave not just a bruise. Your face is going to be tore the hell up. And there's going to be marks. There's going to be cuts. And they cussed us out. They called us misogynists and every other name in the book. Bullet bags and nonsense like that. But yet, nobody wants to say, I was wrong for participating in that. And when Keith Lee said it, he wasn't serious because now that it's actually shown that she's guilty, all he has to say, is, I made a video about this a year ago. May the best meme win. Let's go here, family.
Y'all still around on this woman blows my mind. Do y'all think a falsified government document will be circulated on the internet and this woman not be taken to jail?
A few months later. Y'all remember the girl that got on live and got on the internet and said that she had been hit with a brick in her face and all women came to rally for her, including me. Yes, I can admit I rallied for her. Well, baby, she has been found guilty. Guilty as hell.
This Wednesday, a jury found Rhoda guilty of theft. She was sentenced to 10 years of probation, and if she violates the conditions of the probation, she could serve up to 10 years in prison. The conditions of her probation are kind of awesome. The conditions start off pretty normal. She'll do 90 days in jail.
In case you don't know what's going on, many of the people that he's showing right here were the people that was actually out there speaking very loud for this woman.
Undergo some inpatient substance abuse treatment and pay full restitution of the $42,302. But the cherry on top is she's banned from social media for the next decade.
Actually, when are you going to apologize because that little heifer was scamming? I told you she was scamming.
I also said in the video I did before that is whoever the guy was that did this to her deserves whatever he gets. While at the same time, we need to be cautious and make sure we get all the information. Because if there's camera footage or if someone recorded that night and it comes out that the story that she gave is not what will be shown on future video, then I think that's something people need to take into consideration.
Then you have folks who are just kind of like dancing on the line of saying, like, I don't condone her getting hit in the face with a brick, but I think we need more information. What more information do you need to know? I feel like this is a common thing that people do whenever Black women.
What more information do we need to know? The details in the situation. And I'm glad that we waited because the details came out. And all these people were made to look like fools. Shalom and salute to our family. Ach in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, family.
Articulate violence that is perpetuated by them, by anyone.
Well, baby, she has been found guilty. Guilty as hell.
And then this really the part that had me scratching my ass. TikTokers provide police information on Osman false claims past alleged scams. During the investigation, detectives said they received call from Daphne Sutton, a mental health advocate and blogger on TikTok who believed Osman was conducting a scam because similar situation happened in Minneapolis in 2020. Daphne Sutton, the queen of accountability that literally made about 30, you know what I'm saying, exaggeration. I say probably about 10 to 15 different Twitter videos about her calling Houston law enforcement and saying, hey, Ro, yeah, she's scamming. Queen of accountability. I want to apologize for being defensive and not being brutally honest. Yes, Ro lied about how she was hit and what happened when she was hit.
All right, family. So before we get up out of here, I just got three more videos to show you here, family. And I just wanted to show you exactly the stupidity of some of the people that was literally on the front lines, and they still don't want to take any accountability. This woman here that I'm about to play says, yes, she was wrong, but she's being overcharged. Let's go here, family.
In my personal opinion, that Rhoda Osman chick, the one who made up the lie about getting hit in the head with a brick, and her face was all swollen and everything, so she's been sentenced and she's found guilty and all this stuff. Okay, fine. But I think she is being harshly punished. I do. Men, day in and day out, have done so much worse, and I would die on this hill. Men have done so much worse and get away with less, okay? She basically only stole like $43,000 from GoFundMe. BLM people stole almost $100 million. They're on trial. Nothing has happened to them. People have stolen more money. There's a TV show called American Greed for people who steal a lot of money. And guess where they are? At home, minding their business. This judge ordered her to pay that back. Okay, that's fine. $40,000. Woo. All right. 10 years probation. You want to be up her ass for 10 years? I'm sorry. I think that's ridiculous. That's too much. And then she has to go through some kind of treatment for substance abuse. That's normal. Okay, maybe she was on something. Banning her from social media for 10 years, removing technology, helping her move forward is insane. That's too much. Men literally essay people and get away with it. Literally. No.
Do you hear this feminist nutshell bullshit this woman is talking? Instead of holding the woman accountable in the way that she's supposed to be held accountable, you want to try to take this and make this about men versus women. Oh, men do this all the time. They SA people and get away with it. That is highly outside of what the hell this is talking about. This has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. But here she is trying to make it seem like this woman shouldn't be held accountable in the manner in which she's being held accountable. Women like this, because I'm sure she's a tether, they need to just leave men alone. Just go be gay, go and join the Rainbow Brigade, and leave men alone. Keep us the hell out of your mouths. Because even when we're the victims in a situation, you try to make us the aggressor. You tried to make it all about us rather than the person who actually did the harm. Exactly, Donna C. She's like, I know she's scammed, but let her go. Exactly, Angelic. Feminists believe women shouldn't be held accountable for anything ever. Yeah, no. She definitely 100% deserved to go to jail. And honestly, damn probation, she should have just got the 10 years. Let me let her finish so we can get to these other clips.
Nothing. All she did was steal $40,000. I'm not saying that that's good. I'm not saying that at all. But
All she did was steal $40,000. She filed a false police report. She got online pushing propaganda about her false police report and the events that happened to her, quote unquote. She created a whole narrative that demonized black men and black children, black little boys. All she did was steal $40,000. Go off.
All I see is a black woman being harshly punished. That's all I see. People have done worse and get less. Why do you want to bother her for 10 years? Why? And on top of that, I think she gets like 90 days in jail. Okay, even the 90 days in jail is like, all right, whatever. But literally banning her from social media, like what if she starts a business or something and she needs to promote it? Everything is on social media. That's like saying, oh, you can't breathe air. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know who this judge is. I don't know who her attorney is, but she needs a new attorney. And I would gladly donate to help her because I understand that she messed up. And
you're gladly donating to her again? Don't you know that's what got her in trouble in the first damn place, you god dang airhead? See, this is why at this point in time, well, this isn't why, but I'm glad at this point in time, I'm single. I made the choice to stay single until after I get out of law school. So, you know, I'm glad I made that choice if this is the pool. And I'm not knocking all the women out there. I know she is not indicative of all the beautiful queens out there. But I just can't come across people like this because I'm going to tell them about themselves and how sedity and dingy they are.
she needs to pay back for what she did, but her punishment is too harsh. It is. Nobody needs to be watching her for 10 years. You can keep an eye on her if you want to, but 10 years probation, 10 years banned off of social media is insane. I don't know who her attorney is, but she needs a new one. I would sue the attorney, and I want to know who this judge is that gave her all of these things. It's just a black woman being harassed. That's all I see. That's it. $40,000. $40,000? That's it? That's all she stole? Give me a break. I'm not buying it. In my personal opinion, that Rhoda Osman chick, the one...
All right, you sedity little dingy broad. I'm trying my hardest not to call her the animal on four legs. Shout out to our brother Leonardo Yuda in the building. Church, Rhonda needs your help, man. She was just setting up on her own, people. She don't need my help. She need to go to Jesus. She need the Most High. That's what she needs. She need to go to God. Let's go over here to this brother here.
Well, we're not going to say nothing to all the creators who are going hard out here on live panels, calling people bullet bags, calling people everything under the sun. Because of the brick lady, they just get to just ride off into the sunset after saying all that crazy shit. After making people seem like legit terrible people. Y'all were wrong. I'm talking about dead wrong. The people opposing you were 100% right. She was lying. She was faking. I'll never forget. I saw a video of a dude because I didn't know how to feel at first. I saw a video of a dude say you got hit upside the head that hard with a brick and you don't even have a scrape on your face. No blood, no nothing, just a swollen face. I thought that was weird. I was running through my house with my kids the other day. I hit my shoulder on the sectional. It scraped my shoulder. You see that little scab? You see that little scab? Yeah, it was from me running through the house into my cloth sectional, into the corner of it. Boom, I hit it, the whole sectional moved. And it took skin off. How did we ever believe that she got hit in the face with a brick and her face just that much? And nobody, and when people started saying that, everybody was like, yeah. I remember that was the first video where I immediately was like, oh, that's a lie. She got hit in the face. Something happened to her face. But nobody picked the brick up and hit her in the face. I vividly remember thinking, no, her shit would have got cut open in an abrasion. You would have seen a fucking... And like, we were all just supposed to think like, no, believe her because she's a woman and she's crying. Oh, we're not going to say nothing to all the creators who are going hard out here on...
All right, that's one. And I can end off on this next clip because this next clip responds to this type of woman's thinking. Let's go here, family.
This is the last thing I'll say about the Rhoda Osman brick lady situation. I believe she is black passing. She's Somalian, and most Somalians identify as Arab. I think there's some Islamic aspects of that, them defining themselves as the best of people, best of mankind. But to exploit the emotions of black women for the sake of 3 GoFundMe scams, one for $2,000, one for $10,000, and the last one was for $42,000, at the expense of black men is disgusting, and it needs to be called out. It needs to be held accountable because there are innocent black men that were put on the chopping block in front of the world, and black men were also shamed in the process. We have to acknowledge the fact that women are being abused, but not at the expense of innocent people. That is wrong. This is the last thing I'll say about the Rhoda Osman brick lady situation. I believe she is black.
And as that brother put it so elegantly, you put a target on our backs. That's the biggest crime here. With all the people in the world, you induced other black women to attack their counterparts, black men. You was responsible for a group of people, and I don't know if they're all tethers. Some might be, some might not be. Some of them may be Democratic shields, some might not be. I just know that at that point in time, it was a lot of attacks on black men and black boys. That is a heinous crime, especially for someone who isn't even a part of this community. She knew that she can put this off on black men and everybody would fund her. She knew that she could tell a lie on black men and everybody would open their arms. Come here, baby. Put your head on my shoulder. Pat, pat, pat on the back. Without caring about what it was doing to the community in itself, and especially foundational Black American community. Yeah, she should be jailed. That's just my opinion. But it won't be changing anytime damn soon. Our sister Angelica said, not me personally, though. I was suspecting of her and her claim of getting hit by a brick from the beginning. And I believe you. There was a lot of our sisters out here like, yeah, no, we're going to wait too. But there was a lot of sedity, dingy broads like the one I just played that wasn't. And that's why I'm saying I don't think it was a lot of FBAs doing it at all. I believe it was majority tethers, because that's what happened. As soon as they get the opportunity to jump down on foundational Black Americans, no matter whether it's the men, women, or children, they take every freaking opportunity. You seen what happened? I showed yesterday on the broadcast how they were treating us or talking about us, about this whole Jamaican goddamn hurricane. When I showed the video of the Black Americans actually going around thanking all of the staff in the hotel. The video was too long to play. But whenever they get the opportunity, that's what they do, family. So yeah, I truly believe it was the tethers. Family. Oh, shout out to you, Miss D. I appreciate you as well. I appreciate that. And trust me, it's tough, but God dang it, it'll be easier for the rest of us once I get through it. You know, my whole goal, and I brought my brother Brian on this platform before, and he said that if you guys don't know what I'm going to school to do, then, you know, you'll find out. And that's exactly what I'm going to school to do, to be that attorney for our family. You know, Johnny Cochran is no longer here, and we need another Johnny. So I feel it's upon myself, because that was supposed to be my area anyway, law. It took me a little bit of time to get here. However, I made the decision to get there. But we need a legal class. We need a competent legal class. We can't deal with these folks running around here like Ben Crump anymore. We can't deal with these folks who are only seeing us as meal tickets and don't want to help us get what's owed to us. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I love you for your kind words. Thank you very much. But at the end of the day, this is the mission that the Most High has given to me. So, family, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here today. I'd like to thank you, everybody everybody that donated, whether by Super Chat, whether by Cash App, or anywhere else. I want to thank everybody in the chat, everybody who's going to catch this on the replay. And with that being said, if you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so we can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that link to go to the Telegram and join the group family so that we can help circumvent the shadow banning that PukeTube has been pulling on the new black media as of recently. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm, make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click the link in the description, go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. And with that being said, family, these folks, all these folks, every one of these folks, from the Tethers to even the goddamn judge that sat on the damn bench for Sean Grayson. I'm calling it right now. ABK is heading your way. All the people that wanted to disrespect black men and black young boys for just thinking logically, ABK is on its way. To the defense attorney, I know you were just doing your job, but sometimes your job will lead to some ABK coming your way. That's what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast. I will see you back here tomorrow night, tomorrow evening. We're going to start out over here on YouTube for the top countdown, the top 5 countdown. And we're going to take it over to Rumble. We're going to have a little fun tomorrow night. With that being said, family and friends, much love to each and every one of you. I will see you over at Black Alpha's joint. The doors of the church are now closed. Peace, family.
My grandfather built this country, man. He fought wars for it. And most places he went wouldn't let him sit down and get a cup of coffee. I can't even catch a cab in New York. You know, it doesn't matter how many degrees I get. All you people see is color. Your grandfather was an immigrant. You're American. My grandfather was born here, Duke. And you people still look at me as just another nigga.
I know that the government, whatever, can't stand us black people. He doing everything in the world to make black man be extinct. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Us black people going to survive. So fuck everybody. I'm off.